Greetings. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Middle Class Man, and I am the host of the Middle Class Man online program. This online program has been created for the middle class and the working poor so that we can communicate and develop a voting bloc to protect ourselves against a hostile Congress. Yes, a hostile Congress. I know the founding fathers are turning over in their grave. Yes, this is America, but yes, we have a hostile Congress to the middle class and the working poor. This online program was not created to tell you how to vote, but to give information that can help you make a decision that favors you and your family. But we'll talk about that a little later, all right? First, let me tell Congress what it looks like where we're from through a message/song. You ready, Congress? Here it goes. We may be poor, but we ain't dumb. Ho hum, ho hum. Ho hum, ho hum, ho hum. It's obvious by the way you vote, we're not your number one. Ho hum, ho hum. Ho hum, ho hum, ho hum. How sad. How sad. That's an excerpt from a song I wrote titled To Our Loving Congress. And that's from the middle class and the middle class and the working poor, who will be known from now on as the forgotten majority. All right? Got a question for you. Do you belong to the forgotten majority? Don't know? Well, here's some info to help you figure out whether you are a member. If you are making $320 a week, or $640 biweekly, or $16,640 a year, or if you're one of the lucky ones and you're making $50,000 a year, wow, that's what, $960 something a week before taxes. If your wages are between $16,640 and $50,000 a year, then you are wedged between, ta-da, the working poor and the middle class. And remember, what's their name, class? The forgotten majority. And we need to communicate and be remembered, because I am part of the forgotten majority also. Let's admit it. We are the forgotten majority, and it's our own fault. You would never know we are the majority by the way Congress treats us. But it's like they say, you get the kind of politics you vote for. And that's why you will be able to view the latest that Middle Class Man has found out about what our politicians around the country are doing with our pocket money. And you can have your comments heard and developed right here on the Middle Class online program. Now, let me make an adjustment here and show you another poster that I have. Basically a message, of course. Here it is. Let's get this framed a little better here. Can you read that? I'll read it for you. A healthy two-party system equals what, class? A healthy America. A healthy two-party system equals a healthy America. Does anyone doubt this fact? Well, you can be sure from the way that Congress has been acting in the last 5 years, to get a healthy America, we're going to have to speak up. You know, we've given a lot of responsibility to Congress. looking at their performance in the last 5 years, if Congress were our kids, we wouldn't put up with their behavior, their nonsense. We've seen that there's no guarantee that elected officials are connected to the people they represent. So let's start keeping an eye on these people. In fact, let's keep both eyes on them because something's going on. They're elected to take care of their people. Well, let me move from behind the camera here. I want to sit down and get comfortable and let you see my 2014 glasses. You're going to love these. My 2014 glasses. Hi. Let's get acquainted. Because you're going to see a lot of me from now on. I am middle class man. You know what? Now that we've started the program officially, I'd like for you to do us a favor. Do us a favor and leave your party at the door. Your party at the door. Whether you're Republican, Democrat, Independent, XYZ, please leave it at the door. And think of nobody. Clear your head. Think of nobody but yourself and your family. If you're a family person. And I tell you, leaving your party at the door is very important because when you concentrate on your party, you only concentrate on the things your party thinks are important. And we have a tendency to only focus on and protect that which our parties talk about. They call that party loyalty. Oh, to have party loyalty. I want them to see I'm loyal. I gotta let them see I'm loyal. Give me a break. That's what you hear from people though. You hear things like, my daddy voted XYZ. My granddaddy voted XYZ. And I only voted XYZ since I started voting. Come on, give me a break. How stupid. Parties change over time, just like we do. Now here are the questions I would like you to respond to. These questions right here, because part of these questions will be part of next Monday's subject. Here goes. What party supports raising the minimum wage? That's one question. Question number 2, what party supports extending unemployment insurance? Second question, what party supports a jobs bill to rebuild America's infrastructure so people can find work and stop being a taker, as I hear? And lastly, what party hates the ACA? And while you're at it, tell me what the ACA stands for, please. The reason I'm asking these questions is to see how well informed we, the forgotten majority, really are. Because it's a well-known fact amongst politicians, if nobody else knows it, they know it, that the forgotten majority is too busy working, sometimes more than one job, raising a family and trying to make ends meet. By the time we sit down to relax, we don't have time. We don't have much time or energy left for trying to figure out which politician, if elected, will do what. So guess what? We take their word. Even if we do have time to hear them address an issue, they speak so much politicianese. It's hard to figure out if they're working for us or some secret organization that wants to take us, dare I say, where they think we should go. Well, that's where middle class man comes in. I am a political junkie. I admit it. Have been for years. I love all aspects of politics. But my main focus, I want you to remember this now, so that when you you communicate with me, you'll communicate with the correct things. Middle class man's main focus, you're listening now, the main focus is how they are dealing with our money. Alright? Let me say that again. Middle class man's main focus is how our politicians are handling our pocket money. In other words, are politicians taking away our pocket money, or are they using it to aid us, especially in times of need? After all, it's our tax money. Here's a reason why I feel as though you should be watching these guys. Alright? Take, for instance, a sequester, which Congress voted for. It would be a good idea to find out about the sequester if you're receiving any kind of assistance from the government. Social Security, Medicare, SNAP, I don't care what it is, if you're a veteran, you know, because they sent you over to fight the war, but they don't want to give you any assistance once you get back here. So, like I said, if you're receiving any type of assistance, it would be a good idea to find out who voted for the sequester, what party's responsible for the sequester's passing. Let me take a moment to discuss why I feel middle class man is an important tool for the forgotten majority. In past years, when hot political topics such as the Iraq War, Afghanistan, budget cuts, debt ceiling, etc., when they were being discussed by Congress, a lot of times I try to discuss them with my friends. Most of the time they heard a little something about the subjects, but not enough to know if and how Congress's decision will affect them and their families. And I have a variety of friends. Some with degrees, I guess it don't mean much, huh? And some without degrees. But they're not paying attention to our elected officials. As I said before, we're paying attention to making it. This has happened many times, and I couldn't believe it when it first started, but it became a reality. We are not paying attention to what our politicians are doing. And that, like I said, is one reason I see a need for middle class man. Through middle class man, the forgotten majority, you remember who we are now, working poor in the middle class. We can keep track of whether politicians or political parties are working for the forgotten majority or not, which aids the forgotten majority in voting decisions. Another reason there is a need for middle class men is how poorly most TV news stations cover politics by giving partial or inaccurate reports. And let's not forget these so-called interviews with politicians where the interviewer asks fluff questions like, how was your trip down from Washington, Congressman? Oh, it was great. What are you planning on doing when you get back? Oh, we're going to cut this and we're going to cut that, and we don't care. What the problem? Oh, that's great, Congressman. It's really nice to talk to you. Thank you for coming down for the interview. Oh my God, it's almost sickening. I'm not even gonna say it. It's sickening. It really is sickening. What happened to the reporter's creed, though? You know, the questions that they took: who, why, when, where, how. All of those are the questions that legitimate reporters were taught to ask. But they don't ask those questions. All they sit there and say is, oh. And I tell you, I call those old questions. Congressman, what are you going to do next? Well, we're going to cut this and we're going to cut that. Oh, well, what happened to, well, why are you cutting that? And what are you going to do? What are you going to put in place of that? Or if these people don't have this, then how are they going to, nothing. All we get is, oh. So, That's why I call them old questions. Let me get off of that because it upsets me. I really can't. I don't even watch the news anymore, to tell you the truth. Anyway, lastly, I saw a need for middle class man because there's a need for a way for people to express themselves. Us. We have to find a way to express ourselves. Will someone tell me where the business community is? That's another thing. Everything is going up. Has anyone noticed the price of meats, fruits, vegetables? These are necessary items for a healthy existence. And these things are going up unbelievably. How come business hasn't said, hey, Congress, you're messing up our profits. People can't buy our products. Get on the ball. Where's the business community? I really don't understand that. Like I said, these are necessary items for a healthy existence, and if Congress does not do its job, these necessities will soon be out of reach of the forgotten majority. I wonder sometimes, does a catastrophe have to happen before they started paying attention to the forgotten majority's needs? I mean, it's a shame when you have to start debating in Congress whether you're going to give aid to the Sandy relief, people who have suffered through all kinds of turmoil. It's a problem when half of Congress is saying, no, we ain't giving no relief. Let them float down the river, into the ocean. It's a problem. That's why I say, does a catastrophe have to happen before they start paying attention to the forgotten majority's needs? Congress needs to start helping by improving what needs fixing, not cutting. Think of this. If Watergate had happened today, it would have never turned into what it did. In other words, it would have never gotten caught. Only God knows what America would represent today if America had gotten caught up in the plans that the Watergate participants had for us. Oh, baby. Check this out. And don't feel bad if your answer is yes to my question. Here's my question. Do you know more about your next door neighbor than you know about the politicians you vote for? Even if you know your neighbor well from years of interacting with them from time to time. Now, if your answer is yes, that's bad. I'm going to tell you that's bad, but don't feel bad. And I'll tell you why. I'm going to tell you why it's bad. I'm not saying don't feel bad. Oh, boy. Here's why it's bad for you to know your next door neighbor more than you know your politician. First of all, you should know someone you are putting your trust into to do the right thing. Unless they're new to politics, they have a track record. Take my word for it. That's public, not hidden, like your neighbor's little secrets in the basement. The second fact is, politicians are creatures of habit. They vote the same way in most cases. So what's difficult about knowing if your elected official is doing something to aid you rather than hurt you? Well, that's where middle class man comes in again. I can be considered an aid to help you with your decision making. As I said earlier, this is a program to give information, not to tell you how to vote. And again, remember, I'm only going to deal with pocket money issues. I love foreign policy, and I love the debates that go on about the environment and immigration and all of those things. All of those things are important. But as middle class man, we're going to have to concentrate on where our money goes. All right? We're going to have to do that because like the guy used to say up at the corner, he used to stand up at the corner. He used to say, if the money's right, then everything else seems to fall in place. And I'm going to take that a little further. If the money's right, then the forgotten majority will have a little less to worry about, and we can concentrate on our elected officials a little more. Okay? Like I said, The old guy up at the corner used to say, if the money's right, then the forgotten majority will have less to worry about and more time to watch what our elected officials doing. Ask yourself, what effect will this politician's decisions have on me and my family's present and future life? That's another thing. There's a big difference between making action, nothing decisions as opposed to making decisions that are nice but don't change a voter's quality of life. Who's interested in votes to change? Let's get something stupid like Congress has been doing. Who cares about a vote to prevent the overturning of certain facts that might not even mean anything as far as what's going to take place in our lives? Who cares about all those kind of votes? We want votes that are going to change the quality of our life. We don't need action votes. We need quality of life changing votes. Because like I said, most voters need food, shelter, medical, pocket money. Boy, that keeps popping up. We need pocket money. Because guess what? It cuts down on illegal activity. And the main thing is even more important than pocket money. The forgotten majority needs hope. They need hope. They need to be able to think to themselves that there's a possible way to get out of the situation that they're in. They need hope. Or else what we're seeing today is just going to get worse. Alright? And I want you to remember something else. The more participation the forgotten majority has, the more we can make a difference in the lives of everyone above us. Above us. Because we're the bottom right now. That's why we're getting taken advantage of. Through middle class, man, tell America how you feel about your elected officials. Use this program to tell America and tell you, because they're going to be watching, tell your elected officials how you feel about how they're handling our pocket money. And don't forget to respond to the questions I asked you earlier. I asked you 4 questions earlier that are going to be part of next Monday's program. We got some good stuff for you next Monday too. Ooh, baby. Anyway, see you next Monday. I gotta go. Let me go. I gotta go to work.